Oh, there they come. M&K, how's it going? Mr. Aaron Wetzel is in the house. I've got a treat for you, Aaron. I figured out a little bit of something I'd like to show you on here. So we'll wait till everybody kind of gets rolling in here. We'll get into the map session of the night. So I think you'll really dig this. Robert, how's it going, man? Wait till we get a couple more people rolling in here. For some reason, when we stream on StreamYard, it takes a little bit for the comments to start rolling through. For some reason, it lags a little bit. Bass Guy 1960 is in the house. How's it going, man? You're becoming quite the little regular guy here. That's awesome. MK says he's doing good. That's awesome. White Whale, what's going on, man? Jay Basson, how's it going, dude? White Whale, you've got some major frost coming your way. Well, I guess last night and tonight too. So, and you guys in Indiana just can't catch a break. About living the days of old Mr. David up there in PA. So, how's it going, man? See, Steven, what's going on, dude? Aaron says, "Ote buckwheat." Like I said, we'll wait for Gabe to get on here. He should be coming on shortly. He didn't get off till about I think he said 6:30, so he wasn't going to make it up here tonight. So he's going to do it from his house. So we'll get him joining in here in just a second. Like I said, for you guys just joining in, we are going to do a little bit of a mapping deal. I kind of figured out how to do it on this program here that you guys can actually see the maps on the screen that we're looking at and kind of explain what we're talking about and everything. So I think it'd be pretty cool. So, and any of you guys' input is more than welcome. So the more the merrier. Bass Guy says he's doing okay. Robert's doing okay. White Whale says 27 the other morning. Man, we got down to, I think it was about 34, 35, but it was only like just about probably 6 in the morning. It hit there and it's just started rising. I think by 8 o'clock, we were already back up to like 43. So it didn't stick around very long here, but Mr. Hank Snow in the house, Mr. Hank Snow in his 90-degree weather down there has been rubbing in everybody's face. So you ought to be down there punching mats, Hank. Are they letting you guys fish down there in Florida yet? Or are they still kind of banning a bunch of it? Bass Guy says calling for calling for possibility as much as 3 inches of rain here in central Illinois between Wednesday night and Saturday night. Yeah, man, I hear you, man. It's about the same way here. I know we were just watching the weather a little bit ago, my wife and I, and I guess tomorrow's rain is going to miss most of it here. But the next several days after that, it looks like rain. So we'll see what happens. I would say we really don't need it, but I mean, it's not real wet around here. It's still pretty dry. So, oh, Georgia Bassmaster, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a while. It's my bedtime, but I'm going to try to hang in there. That's awesome. Yeah, Davis, the last couple mornings were 27, highs only in 40s. Holy cow, man! David, I do not envy your weather at all. Sorry. You can keep that stuff up there. Oklahoma's worst angler in the house. Man, I haven't seen you in a while. Have you been doing your live stream on Wednesday nights? Because I haven't seen anything. Hank says, no, we can fish, no problem. That's good, dude. I'm glad they lifted that. I know Illinois just released, I guess, last week. I didn't even hear about it. I actually missed my club meeting last Wednesday, but I guess the governor had said there is no more tournaments. Doesn't matter if it's a private lake or not. There was no more tournaments in Illinois till farther notice. So hopefully that's not the case, but that's kind of what I'm hearing. So Bass says I have tournaments Thursday evening and Saturday. Ooh, man, you're bragging now. Is it now, Bass you're in Illinois, so you guys having tournaments? I guess they're probably small ones though. Aaron says once I get the new HDS Live Counter Plus card, then the mail will be okay, I guess. Graphs don't catch the fish. No, graphs don't catch the fish, but graphs will tell you a lot where they're at. We'll kind of go over that here in a little bit. Like I said, once Gabe gets on, we'll wait till he gets on here and we'll kind of go over some of the maps. And I'll show you guys kind of what I'm talking about. Because that's kind of been a hot topic here lately is, everybody tries to stay ahead of the game and where the bass are going to be moving to, after that post spawn and everything. And everybody says, well, they're going out deep. They're going out deep. Well, there's several spots they're going to hit on their way out to go out deep. And a lot of them don't go out. Everybody thinks when you say deep, they're just going out to the main lake and they're staying there, but that's really not the case. There's a lot of deep spots that are off points and stuff like that to where they're going to stage up and kind of stay there for the summer. So we'll kind of go over that a little bit here in a little bit when Gabe gets on here eventually. Oklahoma Horse Angler says, I haven't, man. Been picking up extra shifts at work. More changes incoming, unfortunately. Yeah, I hear you, dude. No problem. I just haven't seen any notifications, so I'm just making sure. And any of you guys that are doing YouTube, White Whale on here, Georgia Bassmaster, I know Hank Snow does a little bit, Oklahoma Horse Angler. Have you guys noticed your notifications coming through? Kind of weird for comments because, again, today I dropped another video this morning, and I think I had maybe 3 notifications. And it's kind of weird because the only notifications I'm getting has actually been from Okie Outdoors. When he comments, I'll get a notification, but everybody else, I don't get any notification at all. So I've just been kind of going through there every few hours and kind of checking to make sure I'm not missing anybody. But I don't know if any of the other guys had any problems with that. Let's see. Bass Guy says, yeah, less than 30 boats, social distancing observed, small municipal lake. There you go. Well, I'm glad you can have that, man. Like I said, most of our tournaments have been postponed, so I don't know what we're going to do yet. Robert says, a guy I work for told me that there's a little bass club is going to start fishing Southern Illinois. Robert, I fish in a club over there. May have to hit me up later, but I'm just curious if that's Buddy Fred that runs it over there. I'll say he's got a couple little different tournaments he runs over. One's out of Kincaid, but they fish a lot of the 9-9 lakes around there. So I don't get to fish a whole lot of them. I can fish them. I just can't run my motor at all or load my boat with it. So it makes it a little difficult sometimes, which right now I don't have to worry about it because I don't have a boat. So yeah, I've noticed that, man. I've missed and had to catch up on a lot of comments lately. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of weird. And another thing that I've noticed too was a lot of the smaller channels that I've been noticing, I don't get notifications that they put a video out, but if I go into my subscriptions, I'll see them in there. But I'm getting a ton from KVD. What's the other one? FLW's been putting out a few. Let me look here. There's a bunch of them coming out, but it's not my normal people. Mystery Tackle Box has a bunch. Flair, I constantly get Flair, and I don't even watch Flair's channel. One of the other ones that I get comments on was M&K Outdoors. When they reply or comment on there, I'll get a notification from theirs. But that's really about it. So I don't know what's going on with it. Bass Guy BYB, what club do you fish out of? I fish the Kincaid Club, and then I also fish my local club here out of Perryville, which is the Perryville Basscasters. We fish Kincaid, Crab, Wren Lake, even go up to we used to go up to dang, I'm drawing a blank here. It's on the Ohio River. Holy cow, I can't think of it now. But anyway, yeah, we fished several of them over there. So, Simon's in the house. What's up, man? It says Tackle Warehouse. Yeah, Tackle Warehouse is a takeover, man. Everybody getting their stuff there lately. Which I did get some goodies in the mail today, which I can't really announce yet. But I do have something coming that I'm going to share with you guys here in the next month or so. So kind of use some stuff and see how it works out. But I do have a question. If you guys have any of you guys used the 6 cents peg X stoppers? And the reason I'm asking is I've seen them, I've got an academy by me that's about the only place I got to go to buy anything. Smithland Pool Bass Guy, thank you. That is exactly what it is at Wakanda. Yes. I was drawing a blank there, man. I couldn't think of it. But anyway, Academy Sports is the closest thing I have. Bass Pro is about an hour and a half drive for me. But I always order bobber stops online or whatever, and I just happened to see these down at Academy the other day. It's the first bobber stops I've seen them carry. Have any of you guys ever used any of these or had any luck with them or anything, or any issues with them? Because I've never used a 6 cents brand, and I'm a big 6 cents guy. I really like their products. I think they've got good quality products, but I haven't used their bobber stops yet. So just kind of curious if anybody else used them. Robert says they fished 9.9 and big motors, 20 boats in the club from Wakanda Backwater Bass Club. I got you. Oh, Simon says, do you mean you get notifications from them? Tackle Warehouse, let me see here. I can tell you. I don't see. No, I don't see a lot of Tackle Warehouse stuff. So, let's see here. Yeah, I don't see any Tackle Warehouse stuff on there. Not saying they don't pop up, though. Let's see, Oklahoma's. I use the Elite Bobber Stops. Heard mixed review on the 6 cents. That's good to know. Like I said, I haven't used them yet. I picked them up. They were actually, in my opinion, they were kind of pricey. I think I pay like maybe $2 or $3 for. I'm trying to think how many's in a pack. I want to say 18 a pack, maybe, or 20 in a pack. These were 10, but there's 54 pieces in there, so I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if they work all right, I don't mind paying it. I do like the simple fact that they're all black and not red, yellow, and everything else mixed in between, so that is kind of nice. Let's see. Simon says, I'm getting an order soon. There you go, dude. Have to share on there what you get. Oklahoma says, I'm a 6'6" fan, but I don't know that I want to try those. Oh, the Elite ones have been great for me. Yeah, dude, to be honest with you, I haven't had any issues out of the other ones. The only, and I wouldn't even consider this an issue at all, but the only thing I see with the other ones is when I'm using like 1.5 ounces or 2 ounce, tungsten, I always put 2 on her because eventually it does burn that first one pretty quick. But I mean, other than that, that's the only issue I've ever had. And I wouldn't even consider it an issue because you're throwing 1.5 ounces or 2 ounce tungsten. I mean, it's going to wear and tear on something. So I'd rather be that bobber stop than my line or something else. So, and look who is in the house. Let me get this guy on here. There it is.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Much, man. How's it going? Turn it down.
It's a going. We're just kind of shooting the crap here a little bit and talking about notification issues on YouTube and everything else. I think the big guys in the professional league are kind of blowing us out of the water is the problem. But
yeah, I think so. I think that's the deal right now. I didn't know you were still having those problems on it.
Yeah, it's still going on. I dropped a video this morning. And I've had like 3 notifications from comments.
Huh.
So I'm not sure what's going on. But Oklahoma's worst angler said he's had issues too. So you have to go back and catch up on comments. So it's kind of odd, but anyway, kind of just jumping in. We haven't really started on anything yet. Bass Guy says fished Smithland Pools. Oh, haven't fished since Smithland Pool since '85. It's went way downhill since then. Yeah, I completely agree there. We actually took it out of our tournaments for the year 2 years ago because it kept fishing really, really bad. So I think everybody just worn it out if there's a problem.
Hey, remember how you turn this up all the way?
So let's see what else we got here. So you got anything new going on?
Not really. We're trying to figure out if she wants to eat fettuccine Alfredo or what was the other one?
Same thing.
Oh.
Just 2 different brands.
We're trying to figure out which frozen dinner she wants to eat tonight.
Oh, is Dad cooking?
Yeah, I'm cooking.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm real good at microwave.
Nothing wrong with that. Need to get you a smoker, man.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we got one of those infrared little grills that we got for Christmas several years ago.
Yeah.
They're just electric. You just plug them in, and I've only used it a few times though.
Yeah.
I need to grill a lot more. I just don't do it. I very rarely have time to just. I mean, you got to make time to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
I'm usually doing something.
Yeah. So, well, I got the call on the boat today.
You
That's
did.
not good.
So what? It's not good.
It's not good.
Oh no! Yeah, I watched the video this morning. That's a bummer.
It's blew the piston out of it.
Oh no!
Yeah. So we're going over a few options right now. They're just, I don't want to buy a used motor, because you never know what you're getting anyway.
Right.
And like I told my wife, if you're buying a used motor and somebody's got it off a boat, there's probably a reason they have it off the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you have on there? 150?
A 200.
200?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
I don't know, man. That's a tough call.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over a few options and everything, see what we get, and we'll go from there. So either way, I'm without a boat for at least probably, I'm gonna guess, 2 to 4 weeks, probably at least.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to call Bob up, and we're gonna have to go in the kayak. So I'm gonna have to do some fishing footage in a kayak, I guess.
Yeah, there you go, man.
So
you could
we want to do it. So now I've got a good excuse to go do it. So
what's a new motor cost?
Right at 20.
Good God.
Yeah. Yeah, I am not going that route. That's half the boat,
Yeah, I mean, you could buy a nice boat for 20.
Yeah.
Buy a real nice boat for 20.
Yeah. One lost dude in the house. What's going on, man? Aaron says new motor time. Aaron, you shut up. Unless you're floating me 20 grand.
Man, I haven't fished.
1,000. That's exactly right, man.
I mean, I heard you kind of talking about Smithland Pool, and Bass guy says he hasn't fished there since '85. Mm-hmm. And man, I haven't fished there. It's been probably 15 years since I fished there too.
Yeah, we just took it out of our club 2 years ago, but it was a tough fishery it was tough. But
right. I take that back. I did fish a BFL there probably about 4 years ago. There was a kind of a gap in LBL division of about 2 or 3 months, and I jumped in a tournament over there. I think it was like a June or July tournament. We locked through and ran all the way down to I think we ran to Tennessee. Pretty sure we ran to Tennessee, fished on the backside of Kentucky Lake Dam there. But that was kind of fun. I hadn't fished that stretch of the river. I'd fished the Cumberland. I'd ran up the Cumberland before, locked through and ran up the Cumberland, but I hadn't ran up to Tennessee.
Yeah. I really haven't had too many problems with fishing right there at Golconda. But I mean, I go up a lot of creek arms and stuff like that, and it's a long way back in there. But I mean, I'll limit out there most of the time. Yeah,
there's a lot of release fish there in Lusk Creek. You can usually, if you just stay in there for the whole day, you can usually come up with a limit.
Yeah.
Yep. One lost dude says bust out another 1,000. That's very true. Very, very true.
Yeah, he said 20K question. Yeah, it's if you buy a brand new 200 horse motor, it's about 20K. So
jeez.
Yeah, it's not cheap. By the time you get it all set up and everything, it's not cheap.
Yeah, Bass guy. I'll definitely have to take him fishing. I got to take you fishing for sure now, Greg. We're still trying to get that tournament set up.
I gave you 2 dates. I don't hear an answer yet.
No, I didn't look today. Today was typical Monday, so I'll know something here in the next couple of days. I'll look at my calendar at work and see if I can get one of those days off. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Let's see here. 570's in the house. What's going on, dude? Yeah, one last week says, yeah, get a kayak. I'm not getting a kayak.
But, that's a lot of work, Greg. Kayaking.
Yeah, but I am going to go fishing one. I figured Bob would have been on this evening. I'm sure he'll see that because, like I said, he's actually got 2 kayaks and invited me to go several times, and it hasn't worked out. But I'm just going to have to make it work now. So.
Oh, I see. Bass Guy says he's been fishing it since '85. Just stopped 3 years ago. I'm sure the carp. I kind of missed that whole conversation, but I'm sure the carp have taken that place over.
Yeah,
it's gotten bad.
Yeah, Aaron says he's not a fan of the river fishing. Man, Aaron, I tell you what, I know how much you like throwing square bills, and I tell you what, you cannot hardly go wrong with a square bill in that river. You can go beat the bank all the way back to the marina, and it's all just rock and junk rock and everything else, and you'll do pretty good with a square bill there.
Yeah.
I don't know now, but you used to be able to.
Yeah, that river is kind of set up for that shallow power fishing stuff. We used to catch a lot of fish on a worm too. Just like the 7-inch Berkeley power worm.
Yeah.
You know, a darker color, black or June bug or like a red shad. And just fished around like the mouths of the creeks or any kind of boat ramp. You seem like you can get some bites.
Yeah, definitely. So I do have something interesting we can talk about here, but let me pull this up here. Let's see here. Well, first of all, let me get this up first. Any of you guys, let's get on here. Let's see here. I will show you his Instagram page here first. So this is Aqua Soldier, guys. If you guys could go check him out. He's actually trying to build up his Instagram. He's got a Facebook page too, and aquasoldiersoutdoor.com. He's got some pretty cool apparel, and just the name Aqua Soldier is pretty awesome. So if you guys get a chance, go check him out. He's well worth checking out. Post all the time, post every day. So he's got a lot of different stuff on there. You can see on there. He's got some pretty cool hats. You know, I really like his hats and stuff and his shirts. So if you guys get a chance, go check him out. But
where's he? Do you know where he's located at?
He is in, I think, North Carolina.
Okay.
Let's see here. I had him pulled up just a little bit ago. It's either North Carolina or South Carolina.
See, one lost dude says that California finally opened some lakes and reservoirs. Did you say something about Illinois canceled all tournaments or weren't granting any?
Yeah. So I didn't get to go last Wednesday to our club meeting.
Right.
But I talked to one of the guys actually 2 guys, and they had said that Illinois said that there was no more tournaments, period, and it didn't matter if it was a private lake or not. Now, that's the first I've heard of it. I haven't seen anything else on it. I tried looking it up on IDNR, but I couldn't find anything on it. So I don't know where that came from or whatever. But it's
I hadn't heard that.
So I don't know. But I told Aaron the other day, and Gabe will get in here in just a second, but he was asking about what to look for on maps when he's talking like spawn into the post spawn, about where these fish are going to go. Now I finally figured out how to share this now. What lake would you like to see? You think it'd be
asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do Egypt.
Egypt? Okay.
Sure.
All right. Let me back out here.
Joe, yes, square bills are fish catching machines. Especially
no doubt.
This time of year.
Let me get to Lake of Egypt. There we go. I'll share this so you can actually see it too, which is pretty cool. So, and Gabe, I'll have to show you how to do this when we get back up here.
Okay.
It's pretty neat. So there is Lake of Egypt. Now, not everything on there is mapped on the map that I have, but we can do most of it from here. So let's get in here. Let me pick any particular place you want to go. You think it's got good spots on it here? Let me see. This might actually be a good spot here. Of course, it's not all mapped. That's what sucks.
Yeah, but you get an idea. I mean,
yeah. So we can use this one right here. This will work pretty good.
Okay.
So kind of a little spot here or whatever, but and I can't see the comments on here, so bear with me just a few minutes, guys.
That's where your motor broke down right there, that spot. Just see it.
Yeah.
See,
Just
there's a
throw
little
me out there,
there's a
man.
part where you kind of skid it, and then boom, you shut it down right there. I can see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, let's see here. So, Aaron, on what we were talking about the other day, he was kind of wanting to know where these bass might set up for that post spawn period. And I was telling these guys a while ago, is a lot of people think that, oh, they go out to the middle of the lake to the deepest part, which isn't always the case. A lot of these fish are actually going to stage on them outside, like main lake points and stuff like that, for quite a while. And I was showing Aaron on here. You see my mouse on there? You can't see it, can you?
I don't see the mouse. No.
Oh, crap. So there you can.
Oh yeah, I can
Okay.
now.
So I was showing Aaron, this spot right here with this real steep drop off is one that I really, really like to target a lot. Anytime you can get an outside point like that, it's a really good point to be hitting with that steep drop off, because them fish can go up and down to feed in the mornings very quickly and still get back down to that deep water. So I was trying to show him that, but it was kind of hard because we were on separate screens and he couldn't see what I was looking at and what I was pointing out. But, this is a spawning flat back in here that gets real shallow and everything. But when these fish start to, after they spawn and everything, they're going to come back out to these, these main lake points like this and out to this deeper water. And I don't know how familiar you are with this area right here, Gabe, but let's see.
Yeah, I know that area. Zoom out just a little bit.
A little more?
Okay. No, that's good. It's good. Yeah, I know right where you're at. Yeah, that's they'll kind of hang around the areas for a little while, and then they'll just start. They'll stay in that whole area really.
Right.
throughout the year. I would say, go all the way in the back of that creek. Let's pretend that the fish, migrated back, and they're all the way in the back. Yeah, something like that. So you could kind of, you can see where the back of that creek is all silted in there, where the creek actually runs in. So you can assume that there's going to be some fish spawning on that flat back there. There's stumps back there, and they're going to use that. But that's not a place that. There will be some resident fish that kind of ride out the summer in there, but they'll start working their way out towards a little bit deeper water, and then you can see some of the points there would be on the west side of that lake. Some of these little secondary points with little cuts coming back out of the creek.
Yeah, right through here.
Yeah, and even down south of there. Like I'm thinking that very first little cut. But yeah, any of those cuts down there, those are also places where they're going to be spawning, and they'll pull up. They'll use those whole little areas right there, and they'll pull up out on those points, and just feed and kind of work that whole area. But you could have a group of fish that just lives in that same area and never actually leaves.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was telling Aaron last night. There's always going to be resident fish no matter what. They're just going to stay there. They're never going to go anywhere. But one of the key points I always look for is those steeper drop offs. Like I said, that's typically for me. That's a place that I always look for because there's always fish staging up there, and it's usually a little bit better quality fish you can kind of get into on those, in my opinion, because you got a little bit deeper water there. They could drop off pretty quick. They can kind of stay out of sight, out of mind until the mornings or the feeding times at night. Then they'll come up, but they can go right back down to that deep water pretty quick.
Yeah, they'll. A real good example is kind of the lower third of the screen that you're showing there, where you can see the roads there. There's an actual road on dry land there. There's
on the right side or left?
On the left side. I'm sorry, I wasn't even looking. Yeah, right in there. That cut right there. You can kind of see that's a typical spawning area. They could spawn in the back of that, and then you've got 2 points out the front of that, the mouth of that cove. That would be an area where those fish would move out, and the lower one, the southern one's got a little bit more of a point to it. But that's the kind of area where fish would they'd go back and spawn. They kind of probably hang out around those docks there for a little while and just kind of work. Looks like you got some rock there. I can't really tell it's kind of flat back there, It'd be more obvious if it was a little bit more of a deeper drop right there. But that's the kind of stuff that they'll do. They'll kind of, pull out and get on some of those points and just kind of rest up. And they'll get deeper than that too, of course.
Right. And, one of my big things in the summertime too, I tell a lot of these guys is channel swings.
Right.
You get down at Lake Wapello. That's a great place down there. It's got a lot of channel. It's got a channel that runs through that whole thing, and you get on a channel swing and those outside channel swings, and they really, really stock up there. I don't know if this one's got. This one's got a little bit of a channel running through here. Like this spot right here might be a pretty decent spot. On that channel swing there, actually comes out a little bit. But the other thing is humps. Main lake humps. Those are a big, big deal in the summer that people really overlook a lot of times.
Yeah, you can just whenever I go to a lake that's newer that I don't have a lot of experience on, you can just fish points. If you go to a new lake and you're not real familiar with it and you're a little bit lost or you just want something to key on, you can just strictly fish points and key on points that have wind. That's a pattern right there, just wind blown points. You can that can take, that'll keep you busy for 8 hours, just running around making 15, 20 casts on a point that's got wind blowing on it and just move and go to the next one. If you hit, 20 or 30 points in a day, you're going to find a couple of those points that are going to have fish, coming in the post spawn period. For sure. Throughout the whole summer. That's a pretty solid pattern, up into the fall.
Yeah. I know this map here is not going to show it, but I wanted to show, this is what I'm talking about when I say talking about humps. You got right in the middle of the cove here, and it's coming up, and I can tell you this is only about 8 foot deep right here on top.
Right.
But it drops off to that 40 to 30 feet on both sides, almost 50 foot out here. But that's another solid deal there, especially if you're wanting somebody that's not as experienced fishing summer patterns and stuff like that. You can get them on a Carolina rig or even a wobble head, something like that, and really, really wreck some good fish on a spot like that.
Yeah, and a lot of times in the post spawn, the fish will be the deepest that they ever are. They'll get really deep in the fall sometimes when that thermocline dissipates, and then in the post spawn, the thermocline really hasn't developed yet, so they can still go deep, and they'll get deep and they'll rest. They'll sit down there for however long they're going to and just kind of rest up. So, those deeper humps and some of those deeper channel swings and deeper points, I usually like the slower tapering points personally.
Really?
Yeah, it just seems like I catch. It's kind of those are the areas where the fish are staging coming and going before they do whatever they're going to do. So on the way in to a cove to spawn or a pocket to spawn, those long, shallow tapering points. I'm talking ones that go out. They start out 0 and they go out to 100 yards before they drop into 20, 25 feet. But
so you're talking about over
here. Yeah, something like that. Well, actually, the southern part of that point, where it's coming towards the channel right there. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. I've had a lot of luck fishing those, and I'm thinking of Cedar right now. But actually, even up to the north of that, if you go up that next, right there, that point right there to your right, that's kind of got a flat spot out there too. Something like that.
Almost.
Yeah, something like that is a good area to check. I like that. That's kind of stuff I key on right now.
Yeah, and this is definitely something I'd be interested in right here, coming off the top of this and coming back down to that 20-foot mark.
Right, you got a nice drop right there.
Yeah,
and if you got a day when there's wind blowing, like say you get a south wind right there, that wind's going to be blowing right across the top of that point, and those fish that are sitting out there deeper on that drop they'll slide up there and feed. Yeah, and then it just becomes a timing thing because they're not going to be up there all day. No. They're going to be up there for 30, 45 minutes. And that's why if you just pattern those kind of points and you're disciplined enough to make a few casts and move on to the next one, you're going to get your rotation down and you're going to finally, you're going to start hitting the gold mine on some of those points. But you got to keep moving around, which is it's hard to do.
Like one last week, you should look for structure too. It's another solid point right there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Brush piles and stuff can be really big this time of year. It's all about the fish just kind of resting. They've been up shallow, they've been exposed, they've been hammered on. People have been throwing everything at them because they're in 5 feet of water. They get tired and they want to just find some place to rest.
Yeah. Oh, Moxon's in the house. How's it going, man?
What's up, Isaac?
Yep. Oh, David said finesse jig got me a couple mails last week on Moxon. Hoping to run into a bucket head soon. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been catching a few. Fish on that little finesse jig too. I like that little smallie beaver. It's a good little trailer. It's been working pretty good for me.
Let's see here. So, yeah, as soon as you get a good date, we'll get this little tournament going. So we're still waiting on some, I guess, quotes for the shirt yet.
Oh, yeah, right.
The wife said she'll make them, so.
Yeah, we need some quotes. So if you guys missed last week, we were talking about me and Greg are going to have a kind of a match, what's it called, match fishing format where we'll have 2 periods in the front of the boat, 2 periods in the back of the boat.
Yeah, we need to figure out if we're going to do like 5 biggest fish or most fish or how you want to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. But we decided the loser has to wear a T-shirt with some kind of quote or saying on it or something. So we're still trying to figure out what we want to put on that shirt. So if you guys got any suggestions, PG family stuff, not off the wall and crazy, something that you can put on a video and not get arrested.
Yeah, we're not walking around with a wiener on our back.
I got another question for you guys. As far as video, what's your opinion on like the chest cam footage? Do you like the videos that have strictly chest cam, or do you like a mix of chest cam and then like a stationary pole on the back? Do you just kind of? I'm curious if you see a lot of guys that just do the chesty cam and that's the video and stuff. It's
hard to watch some of them because there's so much movement involved in it. I know with the newer cameras, like the newer GoPros and stuff, they got that stabilization with them, but it's still hard to watch on some of them.
Right.
But I know a lot of guys like to get into that perspective because they see exactly what's on the reel, what reel they're throwing, a little bit of that. So
yeah, and you get that hook set, you get to see that rod bend. You can actually hear the line pulling off the spool. It's kind of cool. But I don't know. I'd like to have a drone too.
Bob has a drone.
Does he?
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, he's gotten to the point now he's pretty lazy. He don't even get out of his house and drive down to Legion Lake. He just flies the drone down there to see how many people are fishing. That's no joke.
Nice. That's pretty convenient. That's very, very convenient.
I'm not making fun of him because I'd probably do it too.
So, what was Kincaid like? Were there a lot of boats out there in that little short period you were there?
No. I'm going to guess probably 25 boats.
Okay.
It wasn't packed. Now we passed probably 20 of them on the way back or on the way there, that were coming off, but we didn't go until later that evening. I was helping my son-in-law lay some flooring in his kitchen. So we didn't get over till a little later, but
okay.
Not that it made any difference on my day, but
looks like we got 3 votes for the mix of the chesty and the stationary pole. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I kind of like the hybrid of it too.
Yeah.
And One Lost Dude's got a name. Let's see. Gabe is better at fishing than me. So I guess that'll be the shirt.
Which one?
One Lost Dude says the other guy's name is better at fishing than me for put on the back.
That might not be bad, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty straight up. I do like the shirt that you guys made for that other tournament. That's pretty good.
Oh, the one.
Reason I buy lunch is because I'm no good at fishing or whatever you said.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Watts wore that pretty proud. So
that's good stuff.
I won't mention any names, but somebody else was supposed to wear one too, but they left a little early that day.
Got Mark in here. Good evening, everyone. Watching from work in Washington, Missouri. Glad you jumped on here, Mark. Yeah, Moxon likes the chest cam.
Yeah, makes a huge difference. Yeah. Like I said, I like the chest cam, like Gabe said earlier, for the hook sets and seeing the reeling in. But I also like the simple fact you can go back to that other camera too and kind of see the whole view of it too, and just kind of play back and forth between them.
Yeah, right. And it's easy to talk too, because your camera's right here and you can actually, you can do commentary while you're fishing.
Yeah. And like Aaron says, he got wadded.
It happens.
I think we need to screenshot that. So, South Georgia Bass. He says, I'm late. Bad mailman.
Man, I'm always running behind too. So
I don't know. Some of these mailmen, God, they're nuts. Always running late, never on time.
It's tough life. It's a tough
Yeah.
life. You got all these people ordering these Amazon stuff. This Amazon stuff's crazy, but it keeps us afloat.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at
I
all.
imagine you guys are still pretty dang busy with that Amazon stuff, right?
Yeah, it's really picking up. The last couple of weeks, it's really starting to pick up quite a bit.
Yep. Bass Guy says it's all about the editing. Yep.
It really
I
is.
agree there. I've noticed since I've started doing 2 cameras, there's a little bit more that goes into the editing, but in return, it gives you a little bit more footage to work with. So it's actually kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit more work, but it's also saves or gives you a little bit too. So it's kind of nice. Let's see. I like to mix kayak catfish. Uses a mixed technique in his videos. Looks good. There you go.
Okay, I have to check that out.
Kayak catfish. Man, I wouldn't want to catch a catfish in a kayak. That'd be nuts.
Yeah. Yep. He says his Amazon has tripled. Same here, man. It's just really jumped up. It's pretty slow there for a while, but I guess once they got their factories up and running again and they're able to process all their orders, it's night and day. It's crazy stuff. Yeah, One Lost Dude. I'll check out that. I'll check out that channel. I really like Mikey Balls. I like the way he does his editing. I've been kind of just watching his stuff and trying to learn a lot. There's so many good channels out there. There's so much to learn from these people. And these guys that do it full time, of course they're going to be better at it than most people. But there's always something to learn.
Yeah, we're still amateur.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's getting better though. It's just a matter of, it's all about just taking the time, and it's all about catching the video out there, taking the time to capture the shot, and maybe you'll use it and maybe you won't, but if you don't capture it, you don't have the option of using it.
He catches like 40-inch plus blues and flatheads. Holy cow.
Wow.
Man, that just, in my opinion, you trying to order or fight a catfish like that in a kayak would be just insane, I think.
It's pretty impressive. I saw that one video. There's a guy catches like a 500 or 600 pound grouper out of a kayak. And I don't understand how you do that, but he sure did. It's pretty insane.
So I actually
right.
Let me look.
Moccasin says you need to use your employee discount for shipping boxes. I don't even get a discount on stamps. You're gonna get me on a rant here. I always thought that was, every place I worked at Chick-fil-A. You get like 40% off your food. You work at
You worked at Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, dude. I was the crew leader. I was a crew leader, man, for a while. I was big time, man. I was counting the money, closing the place down. When it was in the mall, you remember when it was in the mall?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my gig out there for a while. But it was 40% off your food, And then, I worked to deliver pizzas for a long time at Poly Ice Pizza. It's the same thing. You get 50% off. But Postal Service, you don't get nothing. I mean, you get a nice paycheck, but I think we should get like, I don't know, 10% off stamps or something. But that's just the way it is.
So hang on, I'm going to share the screen one more time here, Gabe, because this is Kevin Robertson who sent me this. Let me get to it here. I think it's this one right here. So if you guys can see that, hopefully you can. Let me see if I might be able to zoom it in here. So that's the Governor Pritzker. Some of his residents have their residence for social activity.
I wonder what the date is on that.
Let me see if it's got a date on it. No, I don't see no date on it. Bank and boating fishing is permitted at sites where social distance and other health directives are followed and anglers possess the appropriate license. Fishing tournaments and other competitive fishing events that obligate anglers to travel, congregate, and fish in the Pacific predominant. location and time is prohibited. So, yep, I guess that means no tournaments then.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as I know, I guess this must be really, really recent, because there's several tournaments scheduled. Like I know at the end of this month over at Egypt, there's several scheduled.
Well, and I thought the whole deal with Egypt was because it was because it's a private lake, it's they couldn't really do much about it.
Right.
So I don't know how they would actually stop that, but I mean, I'm not going to say they can't, but.
Okay, Bass Guy says that was posted middle of last week. So, yeah, those free lunches are good, Brian. Those free lunches are nice. I like the food drive lunch. They always grill up burgers and stuff, burgers and brats and chips and all that. So,
wait, who's got free lunch?
The Postal Service, man.
What?
I don't get a discount, but I get free lunches every once in a while.
Huh.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll buy some sausage, egg, and biscuits for breakfast. Donuts. Anytime anybody transfers from part-time to a regular position, they always bring in donuts. Like donuts are a tradition. So that happens several times a year.
I see. I couldn't work there. I'd ruin my healthy figure.
You'd walk it off, man.
Yeah, I know I would.
Walk it off. You start walking about 10 or 12 miles, and you can eat whatever you want.
So, Dominic showed up. That's my youngest there.
What's up, Dominic?
I got to figure out. He left Saturday. He hasn't been back since. So he's staying at his mom's. I don't know if he's planning on coming back or what is going on.
Did he ever get his PB?
No, he did. We haven't had a chance to really go. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather's just been. I don't know. It's been real crazy. The days I work, it's been great, but and then we had other stuff going on, so it just hasn't worked out. But we're still going to get him his PB this year. I guarantee you that.
I tell you what, I got to fish Wapapello last Thursday. I haven't talked to you since.
No.
Man, it was really, really cool. A guy named Phil Meyer, I've been trying to get together. He's going to take me to Clearwater sometime too. But he had a tournament Saturday, so he was wanting to pre-fish on Thursday. So I met him over there. I met him at Shauna, and had a great time. It's a cool lake. I'd fished it probably. That was the second time I'd fished it in probably 15 years. We used to have club tournaments down there, but the club I was in, they disbanded, and I hadn't been down there, like I said, for quite a while, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I forgot how squirrely that channel is, though. You run those buoys down the main lake.
Yeah.
It's like a snake. It's just all over the place. And the water was up about 4 or 5 feet, so you were able to cut across some of that stuff, I guess. But we didn't. We ran the buoys from all the way up from the river. We ran up the river a little bit and fished, and then we ran all the way back down to the dam and fished like in Redmond. I think we fished Lost Creek, but water was up in the bushes, and man, there was
a fun time then.
There was a lot of cover. It was fun. It was just flipping through a swim jig a little bit, caught some fish on that. He actually caught a nice one. He caught a 5+ pounder right towards the end of the day on the jig. That was kind of fun. But I'm gonna try to get down there and fish that lake a little more.
Yeah,
always go.
We got a tournament down there in I think August, maybe. Let me see here. We got several of them coming up. We got Clearwater. We got one at Piedmont or Wapello. Let's see, Wapello we've got in August, yeah. And then we got one at Clearwater in September. So
yeah,
I want to go down and fish Clearwater a little bit more. That lake is always, it's either really good for me or it just kills me. We went down there last year. That's the last year I fished with Radicke, Kyle's dad, and we didn't catch a fish all day long in 8 hours. It was that tough.
Yeah.
The water was just super gin clear. I mean, it was bad. Like you could see down 20 foot.
Oh man.
And it had a green tint to it, real clear, crystal clear. And I mean, them fish, they'd see that boat and they were gone. So it was definitely a rough day.
Now, does it have docks on it?
Not really. I mean, it's got like a little marina. It's got a dock there. But other than that, that's about it. There's no like residential housing around it or nothing like that.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I've never been on it.
yeah, it's an interesting lake to fish. I've got a couple of that's one place in particular that I fish a lot of deep stuff, but it's hit or miss. Either they're there or they're not. And it changes every year. So
Now, can you run up the river?
you can, not real far, but you can run up there a little ways.
Okay. Yeah, I plan on. I'm hoping I'll get on there this year.
Yeah, I've
sometime.
actually one of the guys that's fixing my boat. He lives there, so I'm probably gonna go down and go fish with him for a day or so, and maybe figure that lake out a little bit. It's always been a tough one, but it's one of the lakes I fish once a year. And it's a tournament day. It's a 1-day tournament. You go down there and spend 8 hours, and that's all you get there. So you don't have a whole lot of time for running around and looking for stuff either. But
yeah, right.
Not to mention it's probably an hour and 45-minute drive.
Yeah, that was about an hour and 40-minute drive for me down there to Shiona.
Yeah.
But man, I saw 3 or 4 really good bass up shallow. Just kind of halfway spawning, not really sure, but they were, you just kind of ease down the bank. The water was about 2-foot visibility, maybe 3 foot. It had a really nice stain to it, but there was this one stretch where I looked up and I saw something dark. Most of the rocks kind of light colored, and I just kind of saw something that was out of place. It was dark, and I thought, nah, that's not a fish, because it was like a 4+ pounder, And as we got closer to it, I saw it kind of move, so I immediately pitched a tube over there, and it kind of just, how they do when they're halfway locked on, and they just kind of ease off. I don't know if it was actually on a bed or not, but it was up there, and it was up to something, So then we're going down the bank just a little bit further, and I saw another dark figure right next to this little piece of wood, and I'm talking like in a foot of water. And I told Phil, I was like, man, I got spawning fish on my brain now. Everything I'm looking at, I keep thinking I'm seeing, a 4-pound bass up there. And sure enough, it moved, and it was a bass. And I'm like, dang, that was a bass. Slow down. And so I pitched up in there, and nothing. She just kind of eased off. And then we went down the bank another like 20 yards, and it happened again. So these fish, this was in the afternoon. This was about 3:30. These fish had just kind of, and it was sunny, and there was a little bit of rain or a little bit of wind blowing on that bank. But these big females were pulled up there, and I think I saw 4 like that. I never got bit off of them. He caught that one big one in that same area, but she was out a little bit. But it was just cool to see how when they just kind of all decide to come up. Usually you'll see 1 or so, but I think I saw like 4. And they were all in this little 200-yard stretch. So they all kind of just were easing up and sunning or doing whatever they're doing. But I got really excited there for a little bit.
Sorry, I was reading the comment over here. One lost dude said, "You mean he's parting out your boat for a new motor?" Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope not, man.
You get you a kayak with a 200 on the back of it.
Yeah, no kidding. No, it's funny you say that about Walt Pillow like that, because I ran into that Sunday over at Kincaid with the spawners.
Oh, did you?
They were coming up, yeah, but they were still really, really skittish. I mean, as soon as you tossed up there, they were gone. I kept trying to toss behind them, but they were up in about a foot of water, and there's only a foot behind them of water left. But I'd throw it up on the bank and kind of drag it down there, and as soon as they'd see it, they'd run off.
Yeah,
but there was a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think these fish could have been caught if we had stayed back off of them and saw them. I think if you'd have skipped like a wacky rig or something up there, or something that would fall real slow, they kind of had that look like they were almost like they were looking for crawfish or something, just kind of easing down the bank, just kind of hunting.
Yeah, these were sitting on beds.
Okay.
But they, like I said, and I threw a weightless Cinco up there, and it didn't matter. Whatever hit the water or even come close anywhere, they were gone.
Yeah.
And I was probably 15, 20 foot away from them. I mean, I could see them because the water was still clear, crystal clear up there. But, I mean, they were gone as soon as you pitch anything up there. But, like I said, I think they probably just moved up there and just got on the beds. Like I said, they're real, real skittish yet. Now you go back 5 minutes later and they'd be back on there, but
yeah.
as soon as they see you, they take off again. So
what were the water temps there?
I was hitting right at 65, 66.
Okay.
So now in the very, very back, I was hitting 67, 68, but that was a little bit dirtier water too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess
the wind had been blowing into that point most of that day, but
that last wave coming up.
Yeah. Which
So
actually, we were talking about that the other day with Aaron. He was talking to some guy over there and said that, they've already spawned 2 or 3 times. Yeah, they probably have. I said, but them bigger females are probably still waiting there. Would be my guess.
So did you hear the rumor that Triton was getting out of the fiberglass boat business? You didn't hear that rumor? Well, the bait man was talking about that the other night, and he seemed pretty confident about it. But then Luke Duncan, if you listen to Luke Duncan's podcast today, he said that they had got out of the saltwater market. They were still making, bass boats and aluminum boats, of course, because he works for TH Marine. So
right.
Instead, he's still selling plenty of product to Triton. So that's kind of a rumor that was been floating around. I don't know if you guys heard that, but
I haven't heard anything about it, but
yeah, I heard it last week. So everybody was speculating. Well, all the Triton pros, who are they going to go to, and who they're going to jump ship, who they're going to try to pick up, and this and that. But apparently,
if that would happen, the Ranger's going to pick up probably 80% of them. But
yeah, there's a lot of good boats out there right now.
Yeah, you look at, Skeeter's come a long way. The Vexus boats, which, don't get me wrong. In my opinion, I have a hard time going and spending $90,000 on a Vexus boat that just started producing them. I don't care what company you're with. You're going to start out with issues. You don't go out there and master it in one year. Ranger's been doing this for a long time, and they're selling. If you're going to go out there and try to sell a brand new boat at the same price that Ranger's selling it, I don't see it happening. But
right, yeah, they're made for a small percentage of the bass fishing market. They're kind of like the upper end Loomis rods, or even the Boyd Duckett. He's got that one rod that's $400+. That's
I got 8 of those.
Yeah, that's the black ice, I think he's calling it.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're targeting that upper Shalanch.
Right. I see Bob finally made it in here. Bob, we were talking about you earlier. You're finally going to get your wish. We're going kayak fishing soon.
Yep, Greg's boatless.
It went kaput. So, how do you guys feel generally about the bass boat industry with regards to the either fiberglass or aluminum? I will throw this out there. There's a lot of a nice, and when I'm saying nice, I'm talking decked out aluminum boats for probably $20,000 to $30,000. That'll get you probably farther than the fiberglass boat will, just because you can get into skinnier water with them. You're probably not going to go as fast. You're not going to be able to maneuver as well as a fiberglass boat because you don't have the weight there and everything. But if a guy likes an aluminum boat, the way they design them now, I don't see much difference in them.
Right. Yeah, they ride really smooth. They're a little lighter. They pull better. They've got, it's the most bang for the buck for sure. All the, Crestliner, Tracker, Ranger, Triton, they're all making really nice aluminum bass boats.
Yeah. I actually seen one of the, I'm trying to think of the dang name of it. It was actually down at the Knoxville show when I went down to Mox and Lures. It was right across from the booth. We were staring at it all day, and I can't think of the name of it. But it was a gray and black and neon green. It was a huge, huge boat. The front deck on that thing, I could have laid across and almost put my arms all the way above my head just to reach both sides.
Jeez.
It was just enormous. I think it had a 250 on it. I can't think of the name of it, though. Every time I see them, all I think of is a catfishing boat. But, I mean, they're huge. I mean, it was set up for bass fishing, but I mean, there was so much room in that boat, and I think it was probably 22 foot probably. So
yeah, that's right, Aaron. Johnny Morse is Untitled, although I think he owns like 70% of the boat industry right now. Started adding Nitro and Ranger. And he just, that White River group owns a ton of stuff right now.
Yeah, Tom said Ranger in their trailers now.
Yeah. So I don't like the idea of one person owning that many companies,
That's a monopoly.
But it's just me,
Yeah.
I like that kind of family type of feel. See, Sooner's out. Sooner's got to go back to work. Working late.
Yep. Thank you, Sooner. He said pouring, not porn.
That's all right. I wasn't going to say nothing. I don't bring that stuff up like that anymore.
Was it a bass cat? That doesn't sound right, bass cat. It wasn't a bass cat. I'm trying to get a dang name of it. I just can't for some reason.
It wasn't a Crestliner, huh?
No, it wasn't a Crestliner.
Okay. Sea Arc.
Sea Arc. That's it. It's a Sea Arc. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Moxon. There he is. Okay. Awesome boat. Those guys stepped up. Yeah. It's like I said, that thing was an absolute. And to be honest, I mean, it was hard to tell it was an aluminum boat with the paint job and everything on there. The welds, everything. I mean, it was a nice boat, but it was so big. I'd be worried about getting into like coves to fish and getting turned around.
Yeah.
I mean, it was wide. It was huge.
Yeah, and then Lowe, Lowe makes the Stinger series, which is, I think they got was it like a 185 and a 195? I'm not sure if that's the right numbers or not, but they're a really big boat. I fished out of one of those a couple times. They're nice.
Yeah, even those new Crestliners, those smaller ones. Anytime I see the Crestliner, all I automatically thought of was like a Crestliner, like either a pleasure boat or something to fish walleye, or not walleye, but muskie with. It's real deep well boat like that. But these newer ones that have come out, man, they're nice, real nice.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the guys in the club. He bought a Crestliner. He gets in some really skinny water. I mean, we'll be at the end of a cove fishing, and there'll be a little stream coming in, and he'll go right past us and go right up that stream like it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that fishing out of aluminum boat. I even noticed a fishing difference in my 14-footer, my old 14-footer versus my newer 16-foot. But really, when I step up to my 20-foot glass boat, there's a huge difference in how skinny you can get. Obviously, I don't even think about going shallow in my little boat. I just go. But you get in a bigger boat, you got to worry about that stuff. You get hung up, you bottom out. Yeah. Very rarely do I get hung up in that John boat.
Yeah. Isaac said he liked the jet boat next to it better.
Yeah, you talk about Wapapello, jet boat is a way to go down there. I mean, you can some of those creeks across those flats. Right now the water's up. You can run a lot of places, but when it gets down to winter pool,
I think one of the first times I ever went down to Wapapello, we were taking off that morning, and I seen everybody shoot left. And I thought, man, they know where they're going. I was kind of new down there. And I seen this other guy come out of a marina that was just up from us and come around the bend and shoot out straight across the lake. So I was going to go follow him. And my partner at that time smacked the hell out of me. He's like, no, don't do that. Go this way. And that's, we started following the buoys down there. And we got out there and he was showing me. And that one we went by, man, it was like, it came to just a fine point there. And you had to go around the outside of that buoy and come back. It was a complete U-turn, but it was only like 1.5 feet deep right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy cow, I would have never known that. I would probably just bottom my boat up. But
well, when you're coming out of Shiona, if you head back towards the dam, that first creek that's on the left side, I'm not sure the name of that, but that's got a real snaky channel that snakes down through there. And one time it was a similar story to what you just told. I saw a guy shoot through the gap there. I think there's some islands right there. And I was in I used to have a like an 18-foot Ranger. It was I think it was a 518. And I decided I was going to follow him. Same type of deal. I shot through there, and all of a sudden I was in like a foot of water, and he just shot right across that flat. I'm talking like it was 1,000-yard flat, 1 foot deep, and he just blew right across that with his jet motor. And I tried to find a way to get back there. You're idling, but the channel was so tight. It's probably like, it seemed like the thing was like 20 feet wide or something. You get out of it, and then you're up on the mud, and then it would snake, and you think you'd just, you lost it. And I spent like 30 minutes trying to figure out how to get back there. And I never got back farther than like 500 yards. It was just ridiculous. Sitting there spinning around. And I've got hung up. I don't know if you've ever got up on one of those mud flats, but when you get up there, it's pretty hard to get off.
Yeah, you get out and push.
You do. That's what you do. I mean, I've had the back deck of my boat just completely caked with mud, just to get out. And that's with somebody pushing too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a fun ordeal, that's for sure.
No.
I've actually did it at Perry County Lake.
I believe it.
Trying to go up to the south end where that creek comes in. Yep, I got stuck up there.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Well, we're all caught up on comments and everything, so we still got to get a date for our fishing tournament though. Figure out when.
Yeah, I'll work on that tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully you can give me a date. We'll get it locked down. And do we figure out where we're going?
I think we should go Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine with me. That's a pretty small lake. We don't have to worry about covering a lot of water, nothing like that. So I guess we're going in your boat.
I guess that's the only option we got.
Well, I do have another option. It's in my pond.
Yeah, we'll go in my boat. We can borrow Bob's kayaks.
Yeah, and just troll behind you.
Yeah. It'd be fun.
Take the stealthy version. So
no, we'll do that, man. That'll be fine. Like I said, my boat fish is pretty good. It's got plenty of room in there. You can even put your rods the right way in your boat.
Are you making fun of me, Gabe? You've seen how skinny my boat is at the front. It does not leave you much room.
Yeah, I know.
So, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you joining in tonight. So we'll see you. We gonna do another one next week, or?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. We'll do it. See if maybe I can get Mike on there. Maybe Mike will jump on there with us. We'll see how that goes.
So we'll be on your channel next week, and we'll see everybody then.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep. And see you guys later.
All right. Bye.